Hello everyone, Will Johnson here again with the Murphy Kelly team. In light of the tragic recent news of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about something that stood out to me personally. As a former nuclear submarine officer with years of experience navigating in busy ports, not unlike Baltimore, all over the world, one element of this story that stands alone as a good news story amidst an otherwise tragic event, and that's the professionalism of the Maryland police officers and the harbor pilots on board the ship. Something that I think that is somewhat underreported amidst all the coverage is this element of timing. Obviously, it's still very early in the investigation, but early data suggests the harbor pilots had just minutes to take action after the ship lost propulsion in order to minimize the damage from the impending collision and minimize the unfortunate loss of life. In these few short minutes, the pilots recognized the problem, called for assistance from nearby tugs, ordered the ship's anchor to be dropped in order to slow the ship down, and critically, called the most severe radio call in the maritime community, the Mayday call. From the time of this Mayday call to the bridge's collapse was just 3 minutes, and in that time, the Maryland Transportation Authority police sprung into action, immediately stopping traffic on both sides of the bridge. Without this quick action and execution by both the pilots and the police, the loss of life likely would have been much, much worse. This stands out to me especially because in the Navy, we would often say that in times of crisis, you don't magically rise to the occasion, but rather you fall back to your level of training. We'd cite this as proof the necessity for us as professional sailors to train and always be ready. And it's worth noting that while these events are horribly tragic, it was the training and professionalism of the pilots and the Maryland police that prevented it from being much worse.